Hello and welcome to Efficient Strategy Gaming. Today we're going to be playing HOI4 and we're going to answer the question of can the SS assassinate Hitler? And if so, what happens when we choose Ask Wehrmacht to Restore Order decision? So this is a question that I've been asked from one of my subscribers, so we'll see what happens. So first, let's see where we can recruit the SS from, and it looks like Denmark, Netherlands, Belgium, France, Estonia, Latvia, and Lithuania. England, and typically you can recruit from Scotland as well, but during the peace treaty, Italy was able to grab some pieces of this land, so it doesn't look like it's going to allow me to recruit from Scotland. I think you can also recruit from Norway and Sweden, but sure about that. I just took over Switzerland, and it does not look like I can recruit from Switzerland. So let's go ahead and start clicking buttons here. What you want to do is allow the OKW to recruit a small number of specialist and support personnel. So what we're doing here is we're basically helping out the OKW or the German High Command, the Wehrmacht, and we are making the SS leadership angry. And what this is going to do is pit Himmler against Hitler. So see what happens here, see if we can trigger some events. Himmler protests. In a private meeting between Heinrich Himmler and Adolf Hitler, the Reichsfuhrer SS reportedly complained loudly and repeatedly that his organization has not received the support it needs to do necessary work of defending the party and the state. He further warned Adolf Hitler against trusting the Wehrmacht to remain loyal. Only the SS could be trusted to bring about the new Germany. He forgets his place, or a smaller force ensures that only the best of our people wear this mantle of honor. So we're going to do he forgets his place because I think that would make Himmler more upset, and of course it does. So this just went up to 15 in red, and now the OKW's mood is increased. So let's keep clicking here. SS interferes in the war economy. The government has received a number of complaints from several factory managers. They received orders for materials from an SS Office of Construction and Procurement. Upon delivery, they were sent to an SS Office of Financial Affairs, which was supposed to pay them, but instead forwarded them to Führer to an SS Office for Economic Cooperation, where they were told that the original office was supposed to pay them directly. Perhaps even more disturbing are the materials ordered: precision machinery, large amounts of chemicals used to make fertilizer, as well as quantities of steel and sheet metal. Himmler has refused to discuss these events with government officials, but was overheard talking to a high-ranking SS liaison officer in the Ministry of Economic Affairs, saying that if Adolf Hitler won't give me guns, I will just have to build my own. I don't care where or how, I get what I need for that. Okay, surely this was just an accounting error. Gains secret SS project, which grants civilian factory use 5 for 90 days. So I guess you get 5 civilian factories taken away. Force Himmler to do a full investigation and report his findings in person. So let's keep this secret from Hitler and see what happens. And we'll continue recruiting SS. The Himmler plot. An anonymous source high inside the SS has leaked an internal memo to the government. Its contents are nothing less than explosive. Over dozens of pages, it details how the SS could use its diminished but still substantial powers to seize control over the government in the event that Adolf Hitler betrays the National Socialist cause. Evidence for such a betrayal, the paper continues, would be a lack of commitment to replacing existing obsolete organizations such as the army with new formations built in the right National Socialist character. The memo bears the signature of Heinrich Himmler. We cannot challenge the SS. Gain base stability negative 10%. He has gone too far this time. Remove Himmler. We're not going to do that. Force Himmler to do a full investigation and report his findings in person. We're not going to do that. So we're going to allow Himmler to do what he wants here. And our base stability is going to go down. And of course, we'll continue our recruitment campaign. The Knights of the Webelsberg. Reports have arrived that Himmler has called the upper leadership of the SS to Webelsberg Castle for urgent consultations. The exact contents of these consultations are unknown, but it stands to reason that they are connected to the continued frustrations of Himmler with the leadership of the party. Adolf Hitler still seems to follow the advice of the Wehrmacht when it comes to military matters, blocking Himmler's attempts at creating and expanding an independent armed force as a counterweight. Rumor has it that Himmler has instead turned his attention towards creating what he calls a new order of Teutonic Knights for a new German army, for a new Germany. These knights swear fanatical loyalty and unquestioning obedience to Himmler personally and are each gifted a sword made to Himmler's design from steel blessed in an old Germanic rituals, presumably to slay the enemies of the new Germany. What nonsense. Gain base stability -5. Remind Himmler who he is supposed to be loyal to. So you don't want to pick the political power if you want to overthrow Hitler, I believe. So let's see if this happens. What nonsense. We will continue on here. So the mood in the SS leadership is rebellious, so it shouldn't take too many recruitment campaigns to push him over the edge. Assassination attempt on Adolf Hitler. Reports have arrived from Führer headquarters claiming that some sort of commotion broke out during a private meeting between Adolf Hitler and Heinrich Himmler. Details are sparse, but the military intelligence service, the Abwehr, claims to have intercepted a secret courier carrying orders to a number of SS units all across Germany to prepare for something called Fall Schwarz. Allegedly, an operation to seize control of key communication and infrastructure points in the case of an attempted military coup. Germany's fate hangs in the balance. One of two options will happen. 30% chance of Adolf Hitler dies. Heinrich Himmler becomes leader for the fascist party. Gets event, the Himmler Putsch. 70% chance of gets an Adolf Hitler survives assassination attempt. So let's see what happens here. Adolf Hitler survives the assassination attempt. Once more, fate has held its hand over Adolf Hitler and protected him from harm. As the Führer himself tells it, Himmler pulls his gun on him during a private meeting, screaming insults and obscenities, clearly overtaken by his lust for power. The Reichsführer SS tried to kill Adolf Hitler, but the gun jammed and didn't fire. In the moment of confusion, the Führer managed to overpower Himmler and shout for help. Reportedly, it took 4 members of his guard detailed to restrain Himmler. Elsewhere in the Reich, a number of tense standoffs between SS and regular army units ensued as former attempted to seize key communications posts but eventually withdrew after hearing that Adolf Hitler had survived. Wehrmacht units have the main SS offices and holdings surrounded and are awaiting orders from Berlin. Should have shot them all years ago like Stalin did. Remove Heinrich Himmler, and still they remain untouchable. Huh. I don't want to remove Heinrich Himmler. Change in popularity of the fascists. Why don't we keep them untouchable and we'll try to assassinate Hitler again? We'll keep the SS leadership rebellious here and see what happens. Assassination attempt on Adolf Hitler. So, alright, the Himmler Putsch. As the smoke in the Führer headquarters cleared, Heinrich Himmler emerged from the chaotic firefight as the sole survivor. According to his testimony, the Führer, clearly gripped by madness, had declared him a complete failure of a man and a soldier, a traitor and a spy to be shot at dawn. Realizing that he must choose between his personal honor and the survival of the nation, Himmler decided to act immediately and shot him. In the aftermath, members of the Führer's guard detail attempted to kill Himmler as an assassin. Only the timely arrival of Himmler's own bodyguards saved the Reichsfuhrer SS. Across Germany, the news of the death of the Fuhrer has evidently served as a signal to put long prepared into action. Both SS and regular army units race to secure bridges, telephone exchanges, and crossroads, with Luftwaffe paratroopers rapidly mobilizing to seize airfields all across the Reich. Germany stands at the edge of a civil war, and all three factions will rely on civilian government to actually run the country. We have three choices here. The government will back Himmler. The government will back Goering. Himmler dies. Remove Heinrich Himmler. Hermann Goering becomes leader of the fascist party. Ask the Wehrmacht to restore order. Heinrich Himmler dies. Remove Heinrich Himmler. Gunther von Klug becomes leader of the non-aligned party. The non-aligned party will now be called Military Garung. The fascist supporters start a civil war. Politics will change. Non-aligned becomes the ruling party. Public elections will not be held. Okay, so let's ask the Wehrmacht to restore order. Okay, message from the German Reich changes their diplomatic status with us, declare war. All right, it looks like we have a civil war here. Von Klug indeed is the head of the government. It doesn't look like he has any special authority. And it looks like parts of Poland here. And what is this, Austria? And actually the middle Alsace-Lorraine and Munich area have split apart. Who's this? Tobias Mueller, leader of the German Reich. Fortification engineer. Land fort construction speed plus 20%. Coastal fort construction speed plus 20%. Anti-air construction speed plus 20%. Oh, that's pretty cool. Especially if you're going to be on the defensive. So it looks indeed like, yeah, you lose those two pieces. And it looks like they're a civil war. I have maintained all the SS divisions here that were spawned. Their names changed, though. Let's take a look at this Panzer division here. Okay, so this is just the typical Panzer division that I was using. It doesn't look like it's anything special. So it looks like these are using... Oh, there's a mountain division in here. That's interesting. And I guess that's it, guys. So that answers your question of what happens if the Wehrmacht takes over after Hitler's assassination. Thanks for joining me, guys. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.